Hey, welcome back, legends! This is part 2 of our epic Blender tutorial. In part 1, we brought our snake to life with smooth, slithery animation using curves and modifiers, and it looked awesome! But now, it's time to level up! In this part, we're diving into the fun stuff, building a stunning environment, setting up cinematic lighting, dropping in a dynamic camera, and rendering the whole scene to make it look absolutely amazing. Let's jump right in and finish this animation in style.
All right, time to tweak our render settings. First, switch to viewport shading so we can see everything in real time. Now, head over to the Render Properties tab, change the engine from Eevee to Cycles for that realistic lighting. Under Device, make sure it's set to GPU if your system supports it. It's way faster. To keep things running smooth while we work, drop the viewport max samples to around 20. And don't forget to turn on denoise. It'll clean up the noise and give us a much clearer preview. Now, we're ready to light this scene. Now, if you look at the scene, yeah, it's way too dark. Let's fix that. Head over to the Scene Properties tab. Scroll down to the World Settings and click on the color next to Surface. From the list, choose Sky Texture. Boom! Instant outdoor lighting. Now, tweak a few values like strength and sun intensity to brighten things up and get the mood you want. Just play around with it until it feels right. All right, let's give our plane some realistic texture. First, select the plane, drag up the timeline, and switch it to the shader editor. Now, click the plus icon and hit New to add a new material. I downloaded a texture from Polyhaven, and I'm just going to drag and drop it into the shader editor. Connect the base color texture to the base color input of the principal BSDF shader. Then, grab the normal map, connect its color output to a normal map node, and then plug that into the shader's normal input. Now connect the roughness texture to the roughness input. That gives it realistic surface detail. Let's go further. Add a bump node, plug the color into the normal, and connect the normal output into the shader's displacement input for extra surface depth. The texture might look too large, so let's fix the scale. Select the base color node, press Ctrl-T to bring in the mapping and texture coordinate nodes. You'll need the Node Wrangler add-on for this. Now in the mapping node, change the scale to something like 10. Yep, much better. Then just connect this same vector output to all the other textures to keep them synced. And that's it. Your ground is textured and looking great. All right, now let's texture the snake. Select the snake and you'll see it already has a base color applied. Nice. Now, let's add a bit of surface detail. First, duplicate the base color texture by pressing Shift-D and try connecting it to the normal map node. Nope, that doesn't work the way we want. No worries, just delete the normal map node and instead add a bump node. Now plug the duplicated texture into the height input of the bump node and connect the normal output to the shader's displacement. Boom! That gives our snake a nice, bumpy, realistic surface. It's subtle, but it makes a big difference. Now let's bring our scene to life with some trees and plants. Press F4, go to Import, and bring in your 3D models. If you need these, don't worry, the link is in the description below. These models are low poly, but they look great for our style, so no problem there. Now let's scatter them around the ground in a nice random way to make it feel natural and full. Just move, rotate, and scale them up or down to get some variety, and boom, the environment's already looking alive. All right, the sky texture isn't really doing it for me. It's a bit too plain. So let's upgrade it. Head over to the Scene Properties tab, go to the World Settings, and this time choose Environment Texture instead of Sky Texture. I downloaded an HDRI from Polyhaven. Link is in the description if you want the same one. Once it's loaded in, boom, instant realistic lighting and reflections. Yep, that looks way better. All right, time to add a camera and frame our shot. Press Shift-A and add a camera. Now hit numpad 0 to jump into the camera view. See that little lock icon on the right? Click it. This lets us move the camera just like we're navigating the viewport. Super handy. Now just fly around, find the perfect angle that shows off your animation and scene. Once it looks good, boom, camera's set. All right, let's render this thing out. Go to the Render Properties tab and set the max samples to 250. That'll give us a nice clean render without taking forever. Now scroll down to the denoising section and switch it to optics for better, faster noise cleanup. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, this is gold. Keep scrolling, turn on the Simplify option. We want full detail here. And finally, make sure to enable persistent data. This speeds up rendering for multiple frames. Boom! Your render settings are locked and loaded. Head over to the Output Properties tab. First, change the frame rate to 30 FPS. That'll give us smooth animation. Then, scroll down and enable Render Region to speed things up by focusing only on what the camera sees. Now choose your output location, just click the folder icon and select where you want to save the render. And finally, change the file format to PNG for high-quality image output with transparency if needed. We're almost ready to render. All right, now for the final step, go to the top menu, click on Render, and then hit Render Animation. Let it do its thing, and that's it. Your animation is done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you had fun creating this awesome snake scene with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Blender tutorials. See you in the next one.